Hi everyone, I'm Kay Lattes, and these are a few things that I do on my Animal Crossing island every day that you could try doing too. The first thing that I do every day is check my mail. This is just so that I can get everything that I need to get, and also so that I don't have to go back later on and collect everything all at once. The next thing I do is go to the museum and grab a cup of coffee at the Roost. This is something that I try to do as often as possible, even though I do tend to forget to do so. And I visited Brewster on a Sunday, so Daisy May was there grabbing a cup of coffee and grabbing a snack, so I thought it was really sweet. It's also a good idea to visit Brewster if you want to collect his collectibles, and it is such a small thing you can add to your gameplay that adds so much more meaning. After I grab a cup of coffee, I make my way over to Nook's Cranny so that I can see what they have in stock for the day. I always check the cabinet if I need any new tools or if I want any of the wallpaper or flooring that they have for the day. And I didn't really want any of the furniture except for this tape recorder, so I just ended up buying that. This next thing is something you should be doing throughout the whole day, which is saying hi to all of your villagers. Especially if you want to collect their photos. Even if you already have their photos, it is a good idea to just say hi. The next thing that I do is visit Able Sisters so that I can see what they have available for the day as well. I looked through all of the sections of clothing and I didn't really want anything in particular, although I did end up buying a pair of shoes. Before I do anything else off of the island, I do take a little bit of time to do some group stretching with everyone. This isn't necessarily something that you have to do every single day, but I do know that if you do it a certain amount of times, you get collectibles along the way, and you can also redeem some Nook miles from it as well. After I finish stretching, I head to the airport to do my tasks that take place outside of the main island. The first place that I like to check is Harvey's Island, just so that I can see what the stores have in stock there for the day as well. I know that the stock doesn't change as often as Nook's Cranny and Able Sisters, but I do still like to check, and I also like to say hi to everyone, even if I don't end up buying something from them. I also like getting my fortune from Katrina because based on the fortune that she gives you, it can really help you throughout the day. And you can also ask her to check your friendship with certain villagers on the island, which I do sometimes as well. Now I do have the DLC, so this next part does require having it. I'm sorry if you don't have it, but I like to visit the island so that I can see what they have in stock for the day over there as well. When I visited the island, I actually saw Sherb and I wanted to say hi because he was on my island before and I missed him. The inventory inside of the office building changes every day too, and I've been looking for this wardrobe, so I did end up buying it. It did cost a lot of money, so I don't really have as much Poke anymore, but it's okay. If you weren't aware of this, you can visit the restaurant on your island depending if you've already made it or not, and if you visit the chefs in the back, they can give you a new cooking recipe every single day. You can also check your clothing store for new clothes every day as well. Similar to your main island, there is a DIY recipe that washes up on the beach, so if you do visit the island every day, you do get 2 new recipes if you haven't had them already. I ended up going home after that because I decided to not make a vacation house for anyone, so I made my way over to the farm so that I could water all of my crops using my golden watering can. During this time, you can also tend to your flowers if you want to. Next, I'm just going to be focusing on collecting materials, so I'm heading over to my rock garden that's located right behind resident services. And yes, I do know the trick where you dig 2 holes so that you can collect all of the materials efficiently, but I did design my rock garden in a specific way that makes it harder to do that, just because I thought it looked really cute. And also make sure you hit your rock so that you can collect money from the money rock. I don't like collecting wood on my island because the trees are so packed together, so I make my way over to the boat tours and go on a mystery island so that I can collect more materials over there. I also like to hear Cap'n sing, it's just so cute. Once we arrive on the island, I start cutting down trees to collect the wood and hitting the rocks to get more materials. I didn't end up cutting down all of the trees because I do know I have a lot of wood at home. And similar to your main island, there's going to be a DIY recipe on the beach. And keep in mind that as you do all of these things every day, you will earn Nook miles, which is why I have so much. Also make sure you collect the gyroid fragment from the island as well. I feel like that concludes all of the main big things that you should be doing on a daily basis. There are a whole bunch of smaller tasks that you should be doing as well, such as collecting bugs, finding your fossils, even checking your Nook miles in the Nook shop. But like I said, these are the main big things. So I hope you guys liked this video and thank you so much for watching.